I woke up the other morning to some Facebook posts by a woman whose business is creating organic skincare. Her and her husband's farm, on which they grow all of the products to make this beautiful skincare range, is based right in the middle of the current bushfire affected area in New South Wales. Now, what really broke my heart about these posts and what made me really sit up and take notice was the reality that if she wasn't going to lose her farm and her home and her possessions to this fire, of which so many already have, and it's heartbreaking and it's tragic, the reality was that she was going to most certainly lose her business. And the reason for that was because there was no tourism, everyone had left the area, no one was around to shop her products anymore, and she basically was left with $30,000 worth of stock and no one to sell it to. Now, recently, with the light of this disaster that is going on throughout Australia, there's been at least two, namely wonderful campaigns created. One, which is the hashtag Empty Eskies, and I absolutely implore you, if you're a business owner, sign up to it. And if you are just a regular person, go and visit those places and do what you can to help those businesses. The other one is a campaign called Spend With Us. Now, both of those campaigns are absolutely spot on, because based on what this woman was saying, it's not the fear of the bushfire anymore, despite the fact that they've been evacuated twice and they've come home to their house still standing, which is just a miracle in itself. The reality is that they have no income. They have no money. She still has to pay her taxes. She still had to pay her rates. And yet she has no money to pay them with. So it made me realise that I need to change my behaviour when it comes to how I support victims of this horrible, horrible disaster. And any really issue that comes up in the future, this won't be the last one. And I think what we know about the Australian public in general is that they are a giving bunch of people. They are generous and they are loving and they want to support those in need. But I think sometimes there's better ways to show that support. One of the ways that I intend and have started to show my support is to forget about convenience where I can. And what I mean by that is, instead of going to Coles, I have now started to try to use suppliers of the products that I need who might be based in areas that are currently affected by either drought or by the current fire hazards that are going on around the country. Now, what that means is that I'm giving up convenience. I have to be a little bit more organised. I have to be a little bit more patient, forbid. But I know that with every purchase that I am supporting a business in a disaster-struck area stay in business. And it might be a $10 sale, but that's $10 more than they had yesterday. And then I tell my friends and they make another sale. So I'm asking you, the Australian public, to consider putting your money into these businesses, forget convenience, and think about the survival of others a little bit differently. Because waiting till March, when the fires are over, to go on a holiday is wonderfully intentioned. But the reality is, most businesses aren't set up to survive that long without an income. So, get onto those websites, do what you can to support those people and their businesses now. Buy from them online, call them up, and the other thing that I really took notice of was a lot of them have free delivery over a certain amount. And the reality is I could either spend $10 and give that to Australia Post, or I could spend $10 more and give it to a family with a small business who need a roof over their head and to know that the population is behind them. So it's an easy choice. Let's put our money where our mouth is and let's do survival over convenience. Give it a crack.